Is that better? There we go. I've been talking for like 10 minutes and I've only just realised now that the mic wasn't plugged in. That's good. Yeah, so I'm going to have to figure that out in post. But anyways, I was just saying, so we'll take a look at this again just for the sake of it, because why not? Jerry Cheney here, he'll get turned by the 21 of Francis. Francis tries, I think he tries to get to the inside. He's just behind. He's trying to get in behind him, perhaps. Gets in the left rear at 36, sends him sideways, and then Logan Williams is kind of in the wrong place at the wrong time. Gets the right rear of the 21, and they both get on the wall. Williams, I don't know if he hit the wall with at all. I think he may have just got a bit front end on the hitting the back of the 21, but either way, 3 cars involved, and it was a fairly minor accident. Very early days. So we'll take a look at this in real time again. You see Brad Perez driving it pretty hard with Noon Akbar. They're about 3 wide, nearly 4, and then just a bit too close there, Francis, into the back of the 36, and that's what started that. All the chaos. And so, yeah. It's good to know about the microphone now that I've realised it. That's good. That's why I don't do races at 9 in the morning. Anyways, Benny Watson is the race leader. So he will lead us back to the green here. So, didn't come down for pit stops. Oh, they did. Did they? I guess they did. So I guess they did pit. Well, maybe not. Well, some of them staying out. So 98 on pit right. Yeah, so a bunch of cars staying out here. So Rogers, Oren. You've got the 12 there, Bright. You've got Stover, Palmer, all these guys staying out. Anthony's on pit road. I was saying before, Brandon Beal, he started 41st and actually got around Anthony, who started 3rd. You see a bit of contact there with the 21. It's not ideal. You can see these guys coming off of pit road, getting themselves sorted. I think, oh, and this could be nasty. Watson. Yeah. Oh! Brandon Beal just ran into the back of the 71. I think. Was it 71? I think it was. Oh, he did. So they've all stopped. I don't know what was going on there, but they've all stopped. And actually, Gwar ran into the back of the 41 of Crampton, and then Beal ran into the back of, of the 71. So that's both the Ryan Durrani cars involved in that nonsense, and there's a lot going on. I think they're just trying to sort themselves out. With the 37 with a lot of front end damage now. And that's a huge blow for Beal. I was saying, he comes into this race 8 points behind Nicholas Samadeo for the championship lead. And he's now got a lot of damage. There is the 97, the 27. They all came down on pit road. So, not exactly ideal. And you see the 37 here. I think he's going to have to pit again. A lot of damage on the front. A tough break for Beal. Didn't have a great run last week, last time out in Michigan. But this is going to really hurt in terms of the championship if he doesn't get any points. Which at the moment, if he is, he's going to go to the back of the field. So it's a tough blow for him. Let's see, is he still in there? He is. Yeah. He's just ripped the front end off. So. He'll be able to continue, but he'll be at the back of the field. Jake Rogers is the leader. I'm not sure how the strategy is going to play out here. In terms of tyre wear, as we're going to go back to green this time. I'm not sure how the tyre wear affects the race. So, I'm not sure if we're going to see the guys pitted. I'm not sure if they even took tyres. I have no idea. But, oh no, they did. Some of them did, at least. I don't know. At least took 2. I think they took 4. So I don't know how that's going to affect the racing, but these guys haven't pitted. So Jake Rogers is the pole sitter. He's the race leader. Jared Oren is second. Eli Bright, Brad Stover, Sebastian Palmer the top 10, and then John Stewart 6th, Caleb Rose 7th, Joseph Wright 8th, 9th is Nicolas Schlotter, and then the 28 Fisher G rounds out the top 10. I think we've got everyone still on the racetrack. Yeah, we do. And the 37. Look at the front end. It's got the front end chopped out of it. The Gatorade forward, and that's a tough break. And you also got the 36 with the rear end taken off as well. I think the 21 has a bit of damage. the 7, interesting. I think the 7 didn't pit from memory. He's ahead of Benny Watson, who was the first car to pit. So, I'm not sure how much damage the 7 has, but clearly not a lot, considering... well, I do know how much damage he has. He's clearly not a lot, because he didn't pit. But, pace cars on pit road. That green cone is where they're going to restart here, and it's going to be Rogers leading them back to the field. Restart zone, and here we go. Back underway. Terrible restart by John Stewart in the 22. Really did not get going. A lot of wheel spin on the restart. Top 5 broken away. Oren trying to get to the inside, but couldn't quite. They were a bit close there. It's what happened with Francis before in terms of Francis and Chandler. They ride on the left rear of each other. That's not exactly an ideal place to be, as here comes now Jared Owen to the inside of his Honda stablemate in Jake Rogers. He takes the race lead. They're going to go 3 wide behind. Eli Bright with a little bit of contact. Left rear, couple of veterans there. 3 veterans, 1, 2, 3. Brad Stover. Going to go to second though, because he's got the inside lane. I was saying before, the inside lane in 1 and 2 is not the preferred line, because you really have to check up, or at least the very bottom. If you hit the apron, then that's it. But the inside lane through here, they don't go particularly low, but the inside lane through 3 and 4 is preferred. Caleb Rose hit the wall back there in the 32. He's falling back. Oren in the lead. Bright to second. Then it's Stover. Rogers 4th. Rose, I think, hitting the wall again back there in the 32. Got Alejandro Cruz on the inside in the 46. He's had a great run in recent times. I said before, 4th in the championship. He's 36 points behind championship leader Nicolas Samadio. He's had a very good season considering how poorly it started off. As here comes Stover. He led the lap and he leads the race now. He'll clear the 72 as Bright goes to the second position, or at least tries to. You've got Joseph Wright, Fisher G, Noon Akbar closing in on the battle. And how about Max Davis? I was saying before, I swear Davis was like 30th in the championship like 2 races ago. But he got a 5th place at Indianapolis and then a 2nd at Michigan, where he was one of the fastest cars in every session. He's inside the top 10 at the moment. He's 78 points behind Nicolas Samadio for the championship lead, which is nearly a race, but not quite. But keep an eye on that Amali Motorola number 6, because he's moving his way through the field and both in the points and on the racetrack. Stover continues to lead here for Team Velocitar. Winner at Talladega. And then you got the winner at South Boston right behind him in Rogers, and he's got a good run through 3. Seeing a lot of passes. A lot of passes. Early days here at the Minnesota Motorsports Park. 100 laps. It's just under 105 miles in race distance as Rogers retakes the lead in the number 9. Of course, he did win at South Boston. He started 38th that race. It was quite the impressive drive for the number 9. Akbar to second now around Brad Stover as Fisher G pounded the outside wall there off of 4. We've seen a number of guys do that now. Here comes Davis trying to get to the inside, but he hits the apron. That's the last thing you want to do, because you lose so much time through there. He's going to lose a position to Chase Harris. In fact, he lost 2 there because he was actually ahead of Stover at the line. So back to 5th, although he's going to try and get back to 3rd. He's got the inside. Here comes Akbar for the lead here in the 53. All kind of going on, and Cruz is coming up here as well in the 46, although he has to check up a bit. So Akbar here in the 53. Looks like he'll get it. I see Benny Watson going 3 wide back there in the 98. He's the one that, you know, you kind of got to keep an eye on here out of everyone. Everyone that I think pitted. I just missed him. There he is. I think he's still the first to have actually come down and get tires. So that's one to keep in mind. Oh, and Stephen Colon, I think that was. Stayed green. Number 13. Unlucky 13. Hasn't been a great year for Cologne. He's had some good runs here and there, but overall it's been a pretty poor year. But we remain green for the time being. Max Davis to the front of the field. They got 3 wide behind. You see the 9 trying to burst his way through the field. How about Will Parrish here in the 02? He has been phenomenal as of late. It took him 10 races to get a top 10, and then he ended up getting, he's had 3 top 10s in a row, including 2 consecutive third-place finishes at Indianapolis and then Michigan. So he's in really good touch, and he's up to second place. How about that move around Sebastian Palmer there? As I said before, the inside lane, not the place to be, and that was made very obvious there. But Max Davis back out front here in the 6. He likes being out front, I can promise you that. Although, he might not be there for long. Parrish is trying to claw his way to him. Thought I saw the lap cars in the distance. It is 9 in the morning, and I am just so tired. I'm so tired. But Will Parrish is it, because he's going to the lead here in the O2 off of 4. Seen a lot of lead changes in that race, in this race so far. There's the 98. Oh, he had to. I think he had to swerve a little bit there. I think he was a bit concerned that the 15 was going to cut down in front of him, perhaps. This is quite a bit of time there. And there is the 24. Zachary Fitzwater has not been a great year for him, but he's in the top 10, in the top 5 now. He gets past the 72 at the line, and I'm not sure. I don't know how many guys actually took tyres, so I don't know if the 24 took tyres on the last caution or not. But he's on the move. So is Owen Miles. So is the 25. That's Fitzwater's teammate Noah Clifton. Team Velocity. We've seen 3 of the Team Velocity cars up here, because Brad Stowe has led a number of laps in this race. Here comes Benny Watson back for the lead. He was the leader at the time of the caution. And he is back out in front here in the 98. NS Racing have not won a race this year. Even though they lead the championship with Nicholas Samadia, they've not won a race. They're one of 3 teams not to do so. Here comes Owen Miles. 3 wide on the inside, and he goes to second in the number 2. Of course, he won at Atlanta, second race of the year. Keep an eye on him. And he's not doing too badly in points either. He's kind of like fallen a little bit from where he was earlier in the year. He's 12th in the championship, but yeah, he's over a race back of Samadia, but really, grand scheme of things, not terribly far behind. So he's up to second. Clifton's on the move as well. In the 25, now Miles. Got a good run through turn 2, and now he's side by side down the back here on lap 31 of the 98. And he will clear him into turn 3. He made that look very, very easy. And I mean very easy. Look at the gap he already has on the 98. And now Watson, under pressure here from Clifton. One thing I have noticed is that when they get put to the outside, they stay on the outside. They don't usually come down and block the bottom. Not for a number of laps anyway. Got an orange parade here going on as here comes Rogers 3 wide to the inside for the second position. He'll get it. Then Clifton and Watson and all these guys. How about Ethan Lewis here? He started at the rear of the field. Lewis started dead last, as I said, and he had an engine issue in qualifying. He was 7.5 seconds off the pole time of Rogers, and yet Rogers is second, and Lewis is now 4th in the 00. So keep an eye on him. He's been having better runs as of late as well, so good to see that. James Jefferson, who was a championship contender for a while, but he's fallen back to the mid-pack in the championship. He's 21st in the points coming into this race. Here comes Rogers. Got a good run. He got a good run, and this is a very cyclical, I think it's how you pronounce it, cyclical race in which the lead has changed a lot of times. No one's really been able to hold it for a long period. The number 9 of Rogers to the front. He clears in turn 3. Lewis up to 3rd. How about Schlaughter here in the 20? He hasn't had a lot of mind-blowing finishes, but he's had a lot of decent finishes. He's 14th in the championship, and he needs more mind-blowing finishes up in the, like this kind of run here in the top 5 than you know, kind of like mid-pack in the, well, kind of like 11th, 12th area. Ethan Lewis to the inside of the 9 of Rogers. Into turn 1. You see these guys are now, they're starting to figure it out. Obviously, these guys haven't been here before. on this channel anyway. And, you know, they're starting to figure it out. You don't want to go too low into turn 1, otherwise you're going to fall back big time. Ethan Lewis, last to first challenge in 37 laps. Slaughter to second. Watson trying to fight back here in the 98. Eli Bright trying to fight back. How about Breen Perez here in the 92? John Stewart in the 22. He's kind of hung around. He, as I said before, he had a poor restart. He's moving his way forward. Nikolai Slaughter here in the 20. I don't think he's actually led a lap all season. But he has now. He leads the race. Watson trying to go to second. They can hear the lap cars. There's Francis. There's Beale. They're the two that look well off the pace. They're the two that got the front end damage. And Jerry Chen in the 36, of course, is off the pace as well, but doesn't seem anywhere that far off the pace. Watson back to the inside. He's taking the lead here underneath the 20. Clearly, they're not going that slow, because if they were going that slow, they'd have been taken off the racetrack by now. So I don't know how much, because we are, if as long as they stay above minimum speed, they'll be fine. But I don't know. If we do run up on them, be interesting to see how these guys will approach that. Breen Perez up to second in the 92. He's had a good year, Breen Perez. As I said, he's 7th in the championship. He started from 34, so another guy that started a long way back. And he's now going to the lead here. He got underneath the Watson. I looked away to make sure he was, where he was at the starting grid, and he just went straight around the 98. Very, very quickly. He took Eli Bright with him, and Paul-Antoine Sierra as well in the 69 car. And Bright's also, he's 13th in the championship, Antoine Sierra 11th. So they're not too, they're about a race-ish behind Sam Adio. In terms of the championship lead, here comes the 12 to the inside. Trying to get past the 92. And you see these guys are hitting the apron less. I guess it does help that they're only going, double file at most through the turns, compared to the 3 wide that we saw early on. Speaking of 3 wide, right on cue, Kelly Lee makes it happen, and she goes to second and takes Dominic Anthony with her. So I kind of jinxed it there, but no accident. We keep going. And Miles, as you see, they went 3 wide, and Miles went very low. It didn't hit the apron though, so that's good. There's a lot of cycling through this race, and Bright in the lead. I talked about Anthony. He started as the highest non-chaser. Then, highest non-chaser. Oh my god, I've been watching the wrong series way too much. Shout out to Alex, Wawa Cup series. But Dominic Anthony, he's third. He started third in this race. He's 8th in the championship. He's the highest driver in the top 10 in points in the starting lineup by a long way. And then he fell back behind Brandon Beale, who started on the last row of the grid, and now he's back up to third, while Beale is about to be caught here as a lap car with heavy front end damage. So funny how things work. But Anthony goes to the second position. He got a good run there through 4, and now going through this double kink on the front straightaway. Can't really call it a straightaway, can you? When you got 2 kinks like that. But Anthony takes the lead in the 39, and Miles is fighting back here in the 2. He's up to third. He gets around Kelly Lee. So Anthony, of course, lost that race at Watkins Glen, and he has been. He's had a pretty good year. I think all things considered, had a lot of good runs. He was second at Texas to Henry Gore. Nobody could catch Henry Gore in that race. But I think in recent times the 39's been the better driver, and right now leads the race. You got Miles and Bright still there. Kelly Lee within a second. How about Jefferson? He's on the move forward. In the 54, Clifton's trying to fight his way back up to the front. He was up there earlier, but kind of fell back early on. I just saw Thomas Truxell's on the move here in the 27, just outside the top 10. I think he's 12th and going for 11th here underneath of Watson. So good run for Truxell. Much needed run. He hasn't really set the world on fire in recent times, but he's on the come up, as that's a bit close there. As Antoine Sierra and Perez were all under a blanket. So Bright lost second, but he gets it back, and now Jefferson trying to go to third as here we go. Lap traffic. Oh, and now Francis is going to the inside of Brandon Beal. This is not ideal for any of these guys. Jefferson, I think, led the lap there. No, it was Anthony on the outside. Anthony's not going to be the leader for much longer because here comes the 54. Got to be careful here, Brandon Beal on that outside lane. Well, 39 is going to try and get down to the inside. He does, but not before Owen Miles gets to the left rear and nearly makes contact, but they all keep it together. And now the 54 of James Jefferson leads the race. Bright remains in second after all that. Owen Miles third. Anthony falling back on the outside. He'll be annoyed by what happened there with the 37 and now the 21, albeit he probably will be able to slot in here behind. I think Perez hit the wall on the 92. Off the turn, you've got the Team Velocity cars, Fitzwater, you've got Clifton up here, and you've got the 27 of Trucks all hanging around the top 10 at the moment. Miles and Lee going at it. This is for second. I think Miles trying to get around the 54, but was on the inside and fell back big time, and now Lee falling back as a result. A lot of shuffling going on in this race. 1 minute you could be in the lead of the race, and the next minute you could be like 20th. We're over halfway, and on lap 54 it is the 54 who leads the field. Ethan Lewis back up here in the double zero, but he may not be for long because here comes Clifton, here comes Miles to the inside of Jefferson, and at the end of lap 54, the 54 does not lead the lap. I'm sorry. But the 2 of Miles, he looks fast. He's been up here a couple times in this race. He's led a number of laps and he's done a pretty good job. But here comes the 25 of Clifton. He's going to get up here into second. Where is Clifton in the championship? It's 25th. 25th. So kind of mid, to be honest with you. It was up at the top 10 for a little bit there, but kind of fallen back since. There's Antoine Sierre, Fitzwater, and Truxell. So 3 of the Velocity BMWs now in the top 5. Not sure what happened to Brad Stover. They're still struggling to get around Brandon Beal. And Samuel Francis. Beal drives up the racetrack. It's quite impressive considering without a front end. But he's still in the race. But in particular, maintaining above minimum speed. That's quite impressive. Clifton took the lead in the 25. He led at the start-finish line and clears off of 2. A lot going on. Can't look away for a moment. Fitzwater fell back. He lost the position to Truxell. Now here comes Perez and here comes Anthony. Got Davis still up here in the 6. Keep an eye on Davis. He's been up there at the end in a couple of races. Where is the 97? Points leader. Look at that. Echo Evans Ross, 5th in the championship. Coming into this race. And right now, she is 35th. That's not good. Will Parrish fell back big time as well. So that's what I'm saying. He led a couple laps early on and then fell back. There's Lamar. There's the 97. So Samadeo as of right now 23rd. So not exactly ideal when you got Truxell up here in the 27. Although he's under pressure here from Braden Perez. Right now third and 4th. Truxell about to go to 2nd. So not exactly ideal for Samadeo as if Truxell can bring it home in this position, but of course still a long way to go. We've seen a lot of shuffling around. Paul Antoine Sierre is the newest recipient of a bonus point for leading a lap. So he took the lead. As I said, he's had a good year. He's had a lot of top 20 finishes, but not a lot of top 10s. And he's 11th in the championship. Like a run where he ends up inside the top 5 at the top end of the field. And right now he's 2nd because Truxell took the lead, led the lap. So bonus point for the 27. But as I said before, Truxell hasn't really set the world alight in recent weeks. Right now he leads the field, and well, certainly with this finish, he would take the championship lead. But he's got just less under 40 laps to go, so still got a long way to go. Lewis back to 2nd. It'd be sweet for him if he were to go to victory lane. Three teams that haven't won this year: Danger Zone Autosport and Monkey Racing, 2nd and 3rd at the moment. And none of the NS Racing cars are still up here anymore. which is a shame, but they're the other team that haven't won yet. Jerry Chen in the 36 with damage. We're about to catch him in the not too distant future. Look at the run that Lewis has gone behind Troxel. Here he goes at the left rear quarter panel to the inside. Trox is going to hold the lead for the time being. This is impressive from Lewis considering what happened. I had to do an engine change at the end of qualifying. He's going to try and get to the race lead. Perez fighting back here. How about Noon Akbar here in the 53? He's fighting back as well. He's moving back up to the front of the field. Lewis back to the lead. Perez trying to get a second. I think we've seen more lead changes here than we did at Daytona, which I think is very ironic, considering the way everything kind of pans out. We haven't seen, like, I think Talladega was the only other time we've seen this many passes for the lead. And passes in general. Anybody could just get to the front. Here's Perez, he slid up the racetrack. Here comes Akbar, 3 wide, and now Perez, someone's on pit road. I'm not sure who that is. Logan Thomas here in the 45. He started on the outside of the front row, and here he is now on pit road. So I'm not sure if this is a scheduled stop or not. He might have an issue. Maybe a tyre issue. Oh, Caleb Rose on pit road as well, so maybe it is. No, I think we're going to have pit stop. So I said about approximately 2/3 of the way through the race in the intro that unfortunately was muted because I'm really tired and really stupid. I forgot to turn on the mic for about 10 minutes. That was fun. But yeah, I said about 2/3 I wanted to say, but it also could have been like a full race thing. I just wasn't sure. But clearly these would have been cars that... Oh, that's not good. Ricardo Garcia sideways on pit road. That's not ideal for the 33. Oskin coming back out. So is G. So is Parrish. Got to be careful here of the merge off pit road. But of course, all these guys, Akbar pitting from... I think he was the leader at the time in the 53. I think all these guys that are pitting, as we got 3 wide for the lead, although Jerry Chen's a lap down, all these guys that are staying out pitted on the last caution, and all the guys that are pitting now did not pit under the last caution. So I think that's what's going on right here. You'd hope that there's not a caution, because then it completely, it could completely ruin a lot of these guys' day. Like the 53. 53's been fast, Akbar. He's been really good in this one. Led a lot of laps. But so is Anthony, and so is Owen Miles. They're 1 and 2 at the moment. How about Crampton? Got a bit of damage. Got ran into by Henry Gore on the last caution. Coming off a pit road. But then Beal, that's where Beal got the damage, and now he's up into 2nd place. Jerry Chen's pitting. Oh, there they go! Into the wall! Right on cue. I jinxed it again. Will Parrish, Jerry Chen. Oh, big crash! Lamar. Ricardo Garcia. Oh, and they're still going into it. Beal. Logan Thomas. Francis here as well. Oh, that's... Well, I guess the good thing is if they are trapped a lap down, they'll get their laps back. I think. They should. Owen Miles is the race leader in the 2. I jinxed it. I said, you don't really want to caution, but we do have, of course, I forgot, we have the laps now. Get the wave around and stuff. So that was phenomenal timing, but Owen Miles is the race leader. They go quite fast on pit road, don't they? I just realised that. Actually, they kind of it feels like they go a bit faster than I realised. So anyways, here's the 39. Here's like one of the later pit stalls, so I'll follow with him. There's Francis. He was involved in the incident. The 2 is done. There he goes. Miles wins the race off pit road. Crampton, Lewis, Anthony, Noah Clifton. That's the field. And I think Miles should be the leader here. I think all these guys... Okay, yeah. So there are going to be a lot of cars. They're going to be waved around. I think everybody here is like a lap down. The rule is that you're not allowed to get the lap back if you're involved in the crash. So we'd have to, the officials have to look and see who was actually involved. But not like it matters for any of these guys. Down to Roberto Crown Jr., who was 15th at the moment. Is Guar lap down? 71. Is he on the lead lap? No, he's on the lead lap. No, it's all good. So he's on the lead lap. All these guys are going to get the wave around regardless, because they're Yeah. This is a mess. We'll figure it out. The officials will figure it out anyway. Miles is the leader. Let's try and figure out what happened. So, the 02 was the first one I saw go around. I think it was him and NR2003. I think were the two cars that I saw first go around. Let's see here. So we'll follow here with the 02. And I saw Chen was pitting. So Chen was pitting in the 36. And this maybe was actually caused all this. Chen's trying to pit. Oh, Parrish ran straight into him. Parrish ran straight into him. There's 36 spins, the 02 spins, and the 69 in the wall as well. And then they're going to come back down the racetrack, and this is where it gets ugly. Because it's not going to be Oskin, it's going to be Garrett Lamar. And Samadeo, I think Samadeo gets through this. Lamar goes low and straight into the 02. Yep. Wow, Samadeo got really lucky there. Really lucky there. Garcia, who was sideways on pit road, he chose wrong. He went low and we should have gone high. Bertocran Jr., I think, gets by this unscathed. I don't think he had any issues out there. What happened back here? This is a separate accident. 21, 45, and 37. Oh, wow. Logan Thomas is going to come barreling in here. Bang. Yeah. It just barreled in there. It just took out the 21. That was, yeah, okay. I'm glad that, I guess, if you're going to barrel into someone, it would be better to, like, barrel into the 21 instead of guys like the 02 and the 36 and company. It was actually a lot more minor of an accident than I realised. I mean, obviously, a big hit on Lamar, and we'll take a look at that again, but that could have been a lot worse than that. So, take a look at this. That's not an ideal camera angle, is it? So Parrish here, he just kind of just runs into the 36. I guess the 36 could have been lower. He could have been on the apron. I suppose there's the 31. I don't know how the 97 got away with that. And then there's that, and then there's these guys. They just didn't want to be left out. And then that just carried on for ages. I don't think Brandon Beal was particularly happy with Logan Thomas there. A bit unnecessary, but no ideal. Francis went straight to pit road. But Ricardo Garcia's day is done. And Will Parrish's day is done. I think NR2003, I think he's able to continue, but I think he has damage. I'm not sure what happened to him. There he is. So I don't know how Samadeo got through that. So but this, yeah, we'll see what happens here in terms of like how the order looks. All I know is that Owen Miles is the race leader. Okay, yeah, they got it sorted. There you go. So no, lights are back out. Never mind. This time, I think, unless the lights go back on, we'll see what happens. I think they extended the caution a little bit. Officials are trying to get these kind of things sorted, but we'll see here. I think everybody now is in their rightful spot. Oh, and Logan Williams. Maybe the damage from the first accident. Front end damage has come back to bite him. He's now smoking on the front straightaway. So Miles is the leader. That is correct. So we got Miles, Crampton, Lewis, Dominic Anthony, and then Noah Clifton in the top 5. Fitzwater is 6th. Brendan Perez 7th. Samadeo is up to 8th. How the hell did that happen? I don't know how that happened. Troxel is in 9th and Kelly Lee in 10th. So next car's on pit road. There's the 7. He blew up. Cars out of the race. Ricardo Garcia. Will Parrish. Jerry Chen, I think, is out of the race, is he? I think he is. Yeah. Well, that's a shame for Chen. He came in top 10 in the points. So Chen's out. Lamar is out. And Chase Harris, I think, is out as well. And I think we've got 33. Oh, we're going to have 32 cars on the lead, though, because the 7's now out. I think the 45, 37, 21, because they were all involved in that crash. I don't think they got their laps back. I think everyone else got their laps back. So I think we're all sorted out. But anyways, here we go. Less than 25 to go. Look at Crampton, got a good restart. Here he goes, and Anthony got a really good jump. Clifton was kind of left in the dust a little bit. Now the 41 to the lead. He gets around Miles pretty easily, but here comes Anthony. Got a good run. Couldn't lead the lap, but 41 on the outside lane could. But he might not have the lead for long because here comes the 39. Got a good run. Kind of in the middle of the racetrack. As I said, they're not going 3 wide as much now, even though it is a restart. Not going 3 wide as much. These guys aren't running particularly low. Look at Fitzwater get to the inside. He's desperate for a really good finish. It's been such a poor run for him this year. He's got Truxell right behind. Got, I think, Clifton. I don't know what happened to Clifton. I think he fell back. Yeah, he did. Fell back on the restart. You've got 2 of the Velocitar BMW still up here. You've got the Buck Racing BMW is still up in 2nd place and now going for the lead. Miles with a good run. Side by side at the stripe. Miles got him. And now Fitzwater trying to buy into this as well on the 24. Can he go to the inside here in turn 3? Miles drives in pretty hard, but so does Fitzwater. He's got the bottom of the racetrack. Here he goes. 24 to the inside at the stripe. And Fitzwater leads the lap with 20 laps to go. If it updates, there you go. 20 laps to go. Fitzwater battling with Miles. He got the bottom there, but he didn't touch the apron, which is good. Neither did Truxell. Kyle McLeese trying to move his way forward. You got Perez and Sam Adio battling back here. Alejandro Cruz. So we got a bunch of championship contenders up here. Truxell, of course, in 2nd now, as he got around the number 2 of Owen Miles. They're 3 wide behind. Here comes Kyle McLeese in the 56 for Monkey Racing. Now McLeese is actually, where's he in the championship? He's 20th, so he's kind of he's a fair way back. But I feel like in restarts he's actually been having better runs in recent times. Here goes Truxell. I don't know if Fitzwater just let him go there. They're 4 wide, 4 wide behind. Eli Bright way down on the bottom. Alejandro Cruz, Ethan Lewis, and Owen Miles. And you saw Bright had to hit the apron there and lost out. I was trying to say, I don't know if the 24 deliberately let the 27 pass. Don't know if that was team orders or not, but the 27's in the lead now. 17 to go this time. McLeese, you got 2 of the Velocitar BMWs, and then you got 2 of the Monkey Racing Hondas. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lewis trying to hold on here, trying to hold off Bright. Clifton trying to get his way back to the front. Noon Akbar trying to get his way back to the front. In the 53, it feels like he's been up there for a lot of the race. He might take him 4 wide again. Here we go, 4 wide. Got a bit squirrely off the turn. And he will settle back in. He gets the apron a little bit. Kelly Lee also loses a lot of time on the bottom of the racetrack. Truxell trying to run away with it, but no one's been really able to do so. Here comes McLeese for 2nd. Got to the left rear, and there he goes. Ooh, that was close. Samadio and Ethan Lewis. I think there was a bit of contact there between the 2 of them. They keep it straight. Fitzwater trying to hold on to that outside lane. Doing a good job for the time being, but he's got to kind of block here. Look at Eli Bright. He's got a good run. He's going to make 3 wide. There he goes. 3 wide to the bottom. He's been very aggressive since the restart, and he's now up into 2nd place. Well, Fitzwater has that outside lane into turn 1, and that's obviously the very ideal spot. Velocitar, 3 cars in the top 5 now, because here comes Noah Clifton in the 25. Bright to 2nd. McLeese through the middle. A little bit of contact between Honda stablemates. Rogers and Alejandro Cruz as now Bright goes to the lead. There he goes. He got him. Eli Bright to the lead. Collins Racing for their 2nd win of the year. John Stewart won in Kansas. Eli Bright's led a lot of laps this year, but hasn't really had too many results to show for it. Here comes the 25. He's up to 2nd. Gets around his teammate Truxell. Clifton gets around Truxell. Here comes Akbar. Anthony's still in the fight here in the 39 car as well. He's 5th. Right now, it's all about running down this number 12. Clifton slide up the racetrack. Here comes Akbar. He might make it 3 wide off the turn. Truxell stays behind the 25. He's going to push his teammate down the front. Clifton trying to clear here on that outside lane. Truxell trying to maybe push it past him. He will. We'll push the 25 past into second. But Akbar's going to fight back. Kelly Lee's still a part of this in the 26. James Stack. We haven't seen James Stack at the front all day as Fitzwater and Cruz both hit the wall off of 4. We haven't seen the 23 up front all day. And here he is in the top 10 with a shot to win it with less than 10 to go. Akbar back up to second. Dominic Anthony. He's going to try and get to the inside here of the 53. Lee's going to try and follow through. Look at the run that 39 got. To the inside for the lead as Bright went up the racetrack in turn 3. So Anthony led it at the stripe. Bright drives in hard on the high lane. Can he clear? They haven't been out. They haven't blocked the bottom. That's the thing that's kind of confused me. They have not blocked the bottom whatsoever. If you're in the lead, have not blocked the bottom whatsoever. But Anthony has taken the lead now from Bright. Lee up to second. It's been a dismal year for Kelly Lee. 41st in the championship coming into this race. And right now, going for second. I think James Stack may have hit the wall off of turn 2. Here comes Perez maybe looking to try and make it 3 wide. There he goes on the bottom for second place in the 92. They're nearly 4 wide. Stack hits the wall again. Keep it together. They get away from the 4 wide for the time being. Sebastian Palmer in the 15. He's up here now. He's trying to burst his way through the middle. What a move from the 15 car. I swear he actually got shuffled back. Someone did that to him earlier in the race, I swear. So he tried to make it work, but he still up the racetrack. Perez on the inside. It's all kind of going on here. We got 6 laps to go. At least I think I do. Yes, we do. 6 laps to go, and Dominic Anthony leads the race. Do you want to lead it at this time? Or, considering how many lead changes we've had, I don't know. But he's pulling away from Kelly Lee. Palmer to third. Perez trying to get this inside lane to work. Logan Thomas in the 45. How about Samet Oskin in the 74? We have not seen him up at the front all day. He's moving his way forward. Oh, and that very close contact between the teammates. That's not ideal. Watson and Samadeo. Don't want to be doing that. Nathan Stapleton will not be particularly pleased by that. Perez got a good run. Here he goes to the inside of the 26. We've got 4 laps to go. Anthony leading the race here in the 39, but Perez is moving his way forward. And so is Logan Thomas. So is Samet Oskin in the 74. He's had a terrible season as well. A couple of these guys. Lee and Oskin, 40th and 41st in the championship, in contention for the win. But Perez has got around the 39. They're 5 wide behind. My goodness. Are we back? I think my OBS just dropped out. I just got a notification saying OBS has dropped out, whatever. Anyways, yeah, so 45 is not actually... Look at the gap that Perez has got in the 92. And we got a caution, of course. Oh, Noon Akbar's in the wall. Of course. That is... of course. OBS crashed right at the most inopportune time. That is unbelievable about sums this broadcast up. But Braden Perez has taken the white and the yellow in the 92, and Pacific Racing are going to do it again. They're going to get a 3rd win of the year. Caleb Rose did it at Canadian Tire. Echo Evans Ross did it in Indianapolis, and Braden Perez here in the 92. This race ends under caution for the 2nd race in a row. Braden Perez wins in Minnesota in a very scuffed broadcast. I apologize. But the 92 wins the race. That's the 2nd race in a row that we have finished under caution. It happened in Michigan. I guess with this one, though, I think Perez was going to win the race. He was a long, long way, even ahead of Thomas, who was a lap down. How about Oskin? Oskin's 2nd. How about that? Good run for the 74. Watson 3rd. So 2 guys that were way down in the points. They finished 2nd and 3rd. Great result for Dominic Anthony. No, it wasn't the win, but P4's a really good effort. Same for Troxell. Big, big result for those two. And then Rogers 6th. He was up there pretty much all day, so good run for him. Kelly Lee. How did Samadeo finish 8th? I have no idea. Yeah, I said it last time. He just constantly pops up at the end. Somehow, some way. I don't know. Then Eli Bryant, who led who led quite a number of laps in that race, and Travis Crampton, top 10. Oh man, that was certainly a race. And the 92, third win of the year, Pacific Racing. How about that? It's quite impressive. It took him 9 races to get to victory lane one time. Now they've won 3 of the last 6. So nicely done. Let's see what happened to Akbar in the 53. I think he's out of the race. He might have had. I think he had a tyre go down. So let's see. I'm just going to go back and here we go. So we'll see what happens here to the 53. It's already happened by this point. So there he is. This is what ends the race. Right behind the 5, the 5 wide a moment earlier. So let's see here. 53 into turn 1. Turn 2. Is this not the... No, I don't think this is actually the lap. No, I think it's the next one. Sorry, next time around. Here we go. So it's this time, I think, for the 53 of Akbar. Yeah, okay, yeah, he's had an issue, yeah. He's had some sort of issue. Oh, he goes, oh, and oh dear. Well, that's awkward. That's very awkward. Roberto Correa Jr. So the teammates get into each other. Not much at all, and James Stack as well, a little bit on the right side. The teammates get into each other. And I think the tyre went down on the 53. May have been a mechanical issue, but I don't know. But the 53 and the 52 make contact. That's awkward. All live racing teammates. And that's what ends the race. And so for the second race in a row, we end under caution. You see, he just kind of lost it there, and then, yeah. The way he stopped, I mean, it was just kind of stopped way up the racetrack. It's, yeah. What a shame. It's a shame we had to end the race, but I think Perez, I mean, he was so far ahead of the field anyway. Look at the gap he had coming to the whites, so they wouldn't have caught him anyway. It wasn't like Michigan where Davis and Lamar were battling for position. Well, battling for the win. That was a real shame. But this one, Perez had this one pretty much sewed up. Nobody was going to get to him on that last lap. And at least I don't think so anyway. Crazy things have happened. But doesn't matter. Braden Perez, the winner. Pacific Racing now 3 wins for the year. That's quite impressive considering how many teams have actually won this year. They've won 3 of the last 6. And they're now one with every driver on that team. So, there you go. That's funny. Funny thing to consider. But, well on to the 92. Take a look at the rest results. We've already gone through the top 10. Other notables. Owen Miles finished 13th. There he is. He led a lot of laps in that one. He finished 13th. Gore was 16th. That was notable as well. Alejandro Cruz finished 23rd. Looked like for a while there he was going to be there or thereabouts. 7th Ross as well. 23rd and 24th for those two. James Stack fell all the way back to 26th at the end. Max Davis 29th. So, good names there. And then, yeah, further back, Brandon Beal. 35th. Brutal result for him. Particularly with Sam Medina finishing in the top 10. That's going to be hard to swallow for those guys down there around Unincorporated. And for Brake Perez, I mean, he was 7th in the championship coming into this race. So that's a huge result in the overall picture. I think he has been the best Pacific Racing driver this year. Like, from an overall consistency standpoint. And now he has a win to back it up. So congratulations to him and to the team. That's a big result. And, well, that race was totally scuffed. I apologise for that. But yeah, is what it is. Well, this is the price you pay for doing a race at like 9 in the morning. I'm like totally dead. Anyways, next week we're at Chicagoland. I have no idea what time we'll start, but hopefully not 9 in the morning for me. That'd be ideal. The Chicagoland, I know there's a lot of talk about the Chicago Street Course. Of course, shout out to Shane Van Gisbergen. And rightly so. A lot of talk about it, but we're just going to go to the Chicagoland Speedway because, you know what, it's a fun track to go to in NR, so might as well. But points and everything will be up in the Discord. Congratulations to Brandon Perez, and we'll see everybody in Chicagoland next week. Whatever time that is, but it'll be sometime next week. Probably this time next week. So see everybody there. Cheers.